What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope all is well. Hey, we about to listen and hear what Keke Palmer feel about going 50-50. So let's get straight into it.
I became a millionaire at 12. To expect everybody to have become a millionaire at 12 and learn money management and have a business manager at 12, to me just seems not realistic.
Right.
I started working 10, 15 years before most of my generation had their first job. And
Right.
this is like most, obviously some people different. But no, I don't hold people to those standards. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like I feel like if I wanted somebody that made as much as me, this would be a date and not an interview. Okay.
She's stupid.
So I feel like when it comes to guys our age, every now and then you might find somebody that's out there making it. But most of the time they're going to be, my mom and dad, they went 50-50 all my life.
Right.
So when I hear some of the stuff that people are saying, you know what I'm saying, about relationships and dating, I'm just kind of like, I don't know how that's going to work, but maybe I'm tripping.
But how about this?
Yes, her mom and dad went 50-50 all their life, just like my parents. So a lot of people who grew up like that, you really do be confused about what people talking about. Well, when a lot of girls making up these imaginary lists and everything of what they want a man to be.
Maybe the guy that makes as much as you, more than you, you're not interested in.
Or is not interested in me. You know, it goes both ways.
Yes.
When you're basing things, I think, off of just totally financial or totally off of good looks
Right.
or totally off of whatever.
Right.
Your lists become smaller and smaller and
Correct.
smaller and
Yes,
smaller.
yes.
And I also think, hey, you should have boundaries and limits. You can't, there is
course.
I'm too open. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You
Right.
might find yourself with John Joe that live on the corner.
Right.
You know, so there has to be some leeway just as much as there has to be some twiddling it down.
Right.
But I don't necessarily agree with, again, for everybody's lifestyle.
Right.
I don't need you to pay for everything for me. I actually prefer you to not to. I'll let you know when I would like for you to
Right.
spend something.
We go half on something?
We can go half on something possibly, but I feel really.
And she been a millionaire since she was 12, and she don't even got that type of mind frame. She understand what it takes, for a relationship. At least she have grown to understand, and it seems like she knows what's up.
Like there's so much more that I would be looking forward to bring to the table than just what's in your pockets.
That's
I would
right.
look for you to provide things that I can't provide for myself.
I think the thing is, for a man, looks are great, education is great, body, sex, whatever the female brings to the table, woman brings to the table.
Yeah.
What about peace? Can you bring a man peace? Because at the end of the day, if you don't bring him, no matter, at some point in time, it'll get so chaotic.
I'm going to be real with you.
That's what I
It
want you to do.
depends on the day of the week. I don't know if I bring somebody peace all the time.
God.
But I get, because who can? Come the hell on. Nobody is bringing nobody. I'm being real. I'm somebody you could trust.
Okay.
Because sometimes I might be too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at least I have some business to head to.
Yeah.
When I get on your nerves.
Right,
So
okay.
I think, I'm realistic with what I expect.
Okay.
From people.
Yes.
From men and women.
Okay.
People gonna get on your nerves. And I use my parents as an example.
Right.
You don't get to 30 plus years without getting on somebody's nerves.
That's right. Because I'm always getting on my wife's nerves and she always getting on mine. So, it is what it is. But we do both bring each other peace. We really do.
Without disappointing somebody, without hurting somebody's feeling, without growing through something,
Right.
forgiving, loving, having compassion, understanding, and arriving at the place where you could say, I really love you.
Right.
Really love
Keke, when you have a disagreement, I remember the therapist told me this was like 30 years ago. She said, Shannon, are you arguing to be right or are you arguing for right?
I'm arguing with us against the problem. But I have argued to be right.
Come on,
Yeah.
You can
I
be right and lose a relationship, though.
Yes, you can. You can. And that's how you've learned.
Yes.
That's how you've learned. I've definitely argued to be right, but then I learned that, okay, wait a minute. And I talk about this in my book too, where it's a conversation though. It's a conversation that you have with yourself, right? Where you're like, oh, wait a minute. In order to be a we, I have to really act like a we.
That's right. And a lot of you ladies out here are selfish and don't think about us in a couple together.
But sometimes you found yourself in relationships where you're still acting like a me. And then you have to ask yourself, do I even want to be a we? That's a real question these days.
Absolutely.
Do I really, and not even, I won't even say these days, all the time. But I think that obviously we're in a different place financially where some, back in the day, women couldn't even stand on their own. But now that people, can more often than not equally stand on their own, you're asking the question of, do I want to consider someone else? And I 100% do believe there is autonomy in deciding to commit yourself. I was having this conversation with my homegirl. We were talking about how, like, girl, I think I actually have been quite non-committal. And let me put it like this. A lot of people see non-committal and they think about guys. They want to have a bunch of options and da-da-da-da. Okay, well, no, I'm not non-committal in the sense where I wanted to have a bunch of options, but I knew that I did. And I had no patience for anyone that didn't fit in this little tiny box that I created for them.
Right.
And that's when I realized for myself, oh my gosh, that is also a version of being non-committal, because you're just not trying to commit to the realization that, girl, somebody's gonna get on your nerves.
Exactly.
If you just keep trading everybody out, or you keep just moving on, or you cutting yourself off, then you're never gonna get to what ultimately commitment is, which is really loving and caring for somebody for being who they are and all that comes with that.
Y'all see? She understand. Y'all want somebody that's perfect, that made up imaginary guy that's in your head and is not in reality. Like, I got flaws, my wife got flaws. We good on certain things, perfect on certain things. That's just how it is. But it ain't nobody out there that's perfect. And she understand this stuff. And I always liked that, Keke Palmer, for real. Ask my wife, she know.
And again, I think it's a choice. It's okay to not want that. But I don't think that in order to have that, you have to lose yourself.
Right.
Because it's you that has decided to give yourself to that. Right. But it's a lot that goes into it.
Well, the quickest way, if you want to find out if you want to be a we, get into a disagreement with your partner. That's the surest and quickest way to find out if you want to be me or you want to be we.
What has been your experience with that? I'm not sure of all if you've been married or if you are married.
I have not.
So you feel like you never found nobody that you felt like you wanted to get past that argument with?
No.
Damn, that was quick.
No, it wasn't that. No, I didn't. I meant that, like, the only thing I've ever wanted to do was get my family out of the situation that we were in. And I always said if I had kids, I didn't want them to spend 1 minute in a life that I had, let alone a day. And so I was so focused on that. And sacrifice, I understood the greater the greater the goal, the greater the sacrifice needed to achieve that goal. And so I missed out. Yeah, I think one of my biggest regrets is that everything that I've accomplished professionally, as being football or doing it now, that I really haven't had a whole lot of people to share it with.
Well, Shannon Sharp did say it was a few chicks that he messed up and that he wished that he could have back. But I think, like, at this point in Shannon Sharp life, I think he just don't want to deal with probably like marriage and all that type of stuff right now, because all the stuff that just come along with it. You marry somebody, they ain't been there with you from day one, and now if she divorce you, she get half of your stuff. I mean, getting married and the paperwork and all that stuff, being in his shoes can be a big headache, and especially not knowing if you could trust your significant other, so I could understand that, and he got the money to have toys, if that's what, to have multiple women to play around in these streets. So if you want to do that, then that's cool, but I remember him saying that it was a few ladies that he messed up on and he should have been with. But I think that's probably just what it is with him, and especially seeing Ocho going through the situation that he going through right now with his girlfriend. I know he's like, man, you know what? I don't even want no parts of that. I could just have my fun with these ladies and move on.
But you're so handsome and still young and vibing. Why is it over now?
It ain't over.
I know that's right.
It ain't over. It ain't over. I just get started.
But I do get what you mean. It can feel like time has passed you by.
Yeah.
It can, but it hasn't.
It hadn't.
But it does. It can feel like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it can. Like, at the same time, getting somebody and not knowing that they there for you because they love you, or are you there because the money? I mean, that could be real hard, especially I could see that, being a millionaire and really trying to find real sincere love. But yeah, and Keke Palmer, I always liked her. she understands, you know, even from being a millionaire from the age of 12, she gets it now, you know. So she's like a real down to earth girl, you know. She understands that you can't have that perfect man, and you know, she got her own, you know, and so she knows she gonna have to. She like I said, she ain't gonna be able to find that guy, so she knows she gonna have to. It's not settling, but you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna get everything that you want on your list. You know what I'm saying, you might. It's like picking out a house. You know, you want a 3-bedroom, 2-car garage and a big backyard, but your budget, you know what I'm saying, get you the 3-bedroom, 2 garage, but a small backyard. You know what I mean? That's just how it works and everything. In that situation with her, when she was on the stage with Usher, I mean, even though she, you know, she a mama, I don't know if she married to her boyfriend, or I don't know if they married, but I want to say, like, with that Usher situation, with me, I wouldn't have no problem with my girl going up there, you know, having a lady nights out with Usher. You know what I'm saying? It's Usher. You know, when you go to an Usher show, you know, Usher gonna be having fun with the ladies, and it's just all for show. You know, I wouldn't have no problem with that, because my wife would not be stopping me from getting a dance from Maya if I go to her show, you know, because Maya is one of my old crushes, you know what I mean? And but that situation with kudos to Keke Palmer and her boyfriend for working things out, you know, all of y'all wanted her to be not to go back to him, and there's a lot of y'all that got mad that she went back, you know, but she understands in relationships you're gonna go through stuff, and you know, he probably felt some type of way, you know, knowing that he's not a millionaire. I don't know why. I mean, but probably thinking that Usher could take his girl, you know what I'm saying, because she a millionaire, but not. But she was just up there having fun, enjoying herself. I ain't see no big deal and with that. But like I said, she gets it. Kudos to Keke Palmer, and kudos for her and her baby father, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it, getting back together, working through their problems. Holla.